On May 25th, 2019, the All Elite Wrestling roster arrived in Paradise / Las Vegas, Nevada to present their first ever pay-per-view, Double or Nothing. And they were rising up. They got their television deal. They got a boost on their television deal. And then the pandemic hit. And for the next 2 years, their flagship first ever pay-per-view would take place first in front of no fans, and then in front of some fans, and then they would go back to Paradise / Las Vegas, Nevada. But now they decided to go down the road to an even hotter place where they are going to be in the great state of Arizona to present what could be a possible royal flush, or they could roll snake eyes. What's going to happen? I don't fucking know. It hasn't happened yet. Let's get to it. I'm John Rentham with my AEW Double or Nothing 2025 predictions. Let me know your predictions in the comments, please. As I said during my AEW Dynamite review, yes, these are being recorded right after said AEW Dynamite review. So, if anything is announced during Collision that they already taped, that they're going to be showing a number of hours after this goes up, I'm aware that they have 9 matches as of now. Now, if they add anything to the pre-show, forgive me for not having the clairvoyance to see into the future. So, as of right now, we have the Don Callis family of, I believe, Takeshita, Fletcher, and Alexander against the Paragon. Yeah, the new name for Adam Cole, baby. Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong. I can't believe I forgot Roderick Strong. You know, the man who kept yelling, Adam! Also the man who won't tell his wife, Marina Shafir. I think. We still don't know her, so please go find something else to do. More on that in a bit. Okay, Callis family. Kyle or Roddy could take the pin. Maybe they could give Kyle the TNT championship and we could get it off of Adam Cole, because I'm sorry. Bless Adam Cole. I do not have any desire to see these broken down guys. I mean, Roddy can still work. Kyle's coming off of a bad neck that he had for he was out for a while. 18 months, almost 2 years. And Adam Cole, bless him, just doesn't have it anymore. So I'd say maybe have Fletcher pin Cole, and then you can build to the next pay-per-view. You can build it to All In, where Fletcher could win said TNT championship. I mean, I'd say Takeshita, but Takeshita's already the never openweight champion in New Japan, and he's doing his own thing. So yeah, Callis family. Hurt Syndicate, they hurt people. I don't know if you've heard this. Bobby Lashley or Bob Lashley. And Shelton Benjamin, not Benjamin Shelton. You fucking stupid bigot, Hulk Hogan. Along with MVP in their corner, and probably MJF, because he's not actually wrestling on the show yet. They're taking on the Sons of Texas, Dustin and Sammy Guevara. Sammy has not progressed at all in 6 years. It's remarkable. AEW Tag Team Championship match. Hurt Syndicate. Sammy takes the pin. For the love of God, have Sammy take the pin. Please. There is no need for Sammy Guevara to be featured on a pay-per-view at this point. I'm actually kind of amazed he's there, given the stuff that was said, towards Mercedes. Yes, in the past or not, forgiven or not, words can hurt, and that's some stuff that you really shouldn't say. But that being said, the Hurt Syndicate will win. Have it be like 8 minutes and have him just beat the shit out of Sammy and win. FTR versus Nigel and Daniel Garcia. Stokely's going to be in the corner like one of the Munchkin Lamb mascots. And, I mean, unless they're going to turn Garcia, I think it's almost a given that Nigel will probably take the pin, which he should. And FTR is going to get the victory. Now, they could turn Garcia, even though he's kind of over. I mean, he gets reactions, but so does an outbreak of, malaria. It's just, Garcia doesn't feel like he really matters anymore. Like, ever since coming back, like that stuff he did with MJF, and then him leaving for a bit and then coming back when he eventually resigned, as long as he got his money and as long as he's happy, that's what matters. But it just feels like Garcia really is spinning his wheels. So I wouldn't be too surprised if they have him aligned with FTR. Who knows? Maybe they have Copeland return, and then he rescues Garcia. And then Nigel turns on Copeland. And we have Nigel versus Copeland at All In. I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff out there. FTR will win. Mark Briscoe's against Ricochet in a stretcher match. Stretcher, I barely know her. Ricochet will win. I don't really care. I mean, I'm sorry, nothing against Mark Briscoe. He could have meant so much to his company if they would have just featured him right. And that feud with Jericho pretty much killed everything. But I think Ricochet is going to win this. I mean, it's not scissors on a pole. At least we're not going full Russo-rific. But Ricochet will win. Okada versus Speedball Mike Bailey. Excuse me. I apologize, by the way, if sometimes this happens, but been dealing with some shit lately. Especially, just been dealing with some shit. Don't worry, I'm fine. Okada versus Speedball Mike Bailey, AEW Continental Championship. Bless Mike Bailey. He stands up for LGBTQ people. He's married to Veda Scott. I think they're married. I know they're together. I think they're married. Congratulations, regardless. He seems like a nice guy, and standing up for LGBTQ people and standing up against bigots is a good thing. He's athletic. I just don't really want to hear him talk or cut any kind of promos on television because he just doesn't sound convincing. Okada's going to win. I don't think he's going to really try because Okada has not tried much at all since signing with AEW. And this is just a way to get him a win. We build up to him versus Kenny at All In a unification match. So then we get Hangman versus Will Ospreay. Owen Hart men's final match. You want to talk about a coin flip. Now, originally I would have said Ospreay all the way. Ospreay. I think it's going to be Hangman. I think Hangman's going to do it. They're going to go to All In, Cowboy, all that. Yes, I know he's from Virginia. But they're going to have Hangman face up against Moxley. Hangman's going to lose to Moxley. Nobody's going to like it because it's all bullshit. And then that's it. I do want to say about All In, by the way, just in case I may not be able to watch it live. I might just have to watch it on delay because it's taking place at like noon on a Saturday. And I usually work like a long shift that day. So I might end up just having to catch it on, demand later. So I apologize in advance for those that are still watching at this point. I think Hangman's going to win. And I think they're going to save Ospreay versus Moxley at Forbidden Door. Which will make sense because then they're just going to screw him over in the UK. And then Darby's going to come back. Watch Darby come in at, right at the end of this. And try to lay out Moxley after climbing down from Mount Everest. I actually don't think he will. But I think it's almost a lock he's going to show back up at All In. Yes, he climbed Mount Everest with the help of Sherpas and stuff like that. I foresaw your death yesterday. Stop saying that. So anyway, hey, he didn't die. That's good. And playing a AEW flag on top. Hangman will win. Hayter versus Mercedes. Owen Hart women's final match. Mercedes will probably win. Unless Athena comes out to screw her over, I think Mercedes is going to win. I'd love to see Hayter versus Toni Storm. I just don't think we're going to get it. I think Mercedes wins. Toni Storm versus Mina Shirakawa. AEW Women's Championship match. Toni wins. Nothing against Mina. Unless Mariah May did resign and shows back up, then we're going to have, that happen. So, okay. That would certainly be interesting. If wherever Mariah May ends up, I just want her to be happy and want her to get paid well because she has certainly had quite the career ascension since coming to AEW. But I think Toni Storm's going to win. Nothing against Mina. I'd love to see Mina strapped up. I would love to see Mina on top. Moving on. I would love to see that. Who would not want to see Mina Shirakawa on top? But Toni Storm is going to end up probably winning either with the big package or end up getting a victory with the Storm Zero. And then we get Omega, Swerve, Willow, and the OPPs. Joe, Shibata, and Hobbs against the Death Riders, which is Mox, Claudio, Marina Shafir, as well as Yuta. Fucking Yuta. God, useless, goddamn fucking mop-topped idiot. And the Bucks. Now, if they had Gabe Kidd, excuse me. if they add Gabe Kidd, if they do, I don't know if they're gonna, but they had him show up in the final fracas, so I kind of think they will. If they add Gabe Kidd, then they need a seventh on the other side. It is possibly going to be either Bryan Danielson if he wants to do that, Hook, or returning Eddie Kingston because he has history with Gabe Kidd. Like Gabe Kidd and Eddie doing a spot where Eddie broke his leg. And it's been about a year. Maybe Eddie's recovered. I hope so. If they just have it 6-on-6 and Gabe Kidd just did what he did, then fine. If he's in the match, we're going to get a return. I don't think it's going to be Danielson. I actually think Danielson is legit done. But Hook or Eddie Kingston will show up, and we'll have 7-on-7, and the match will go about 50 minutes with entrances. And they'll run out of shit to do in 10 minutes. That being said, those are my predictions. Let me know your predictions in the comments. Please like, share, subscribe, Twitter, Letterboxd, Blue Sky handles in the description. I'm John Rethlin. I'll see you soon.